Hello, Marion City Schools families. I thought I'd start off today by showing you what I've just been given by a member of the community. It's our way to our own personal protective equipment and still showing a lot of Harding and Marion City Prexy pride. So I'm sure that these will be available at some point soon within the community, so I encourage anybody that's associated with Marion City Schools to seek out those opportunities to wear your mask and both show your Marion City School pride as well. Many of you are probably all aware that on Monday, Governor DeWine announced that the extended school closure will now extend throughout the rest of the year. And so, although this was an important announcement by the governor, Marion City Schools has been planning for this for quite some time now in anticipation that the schools would eventually be closed for the rest of the year. So I wanted to discuss a couple important topics with you today. Number one, we will continue to go through the process of remote learning from now to the end of the school year. And so our teachers are still working on learning modules, and we'll release them as scheduled. Every 2 weeks, children will have new learning modules that will be available in Schoology and both Google Classroom, and will be available also through Zoom meetings and through Google Hangout or Google Meets. I want to specifically talk about our seniors, and I know that our community, especially parents of seniors, have a lot of questions about what Marion City Schools is planning to make sure that our seniors have every possible experience they can get as a graduating senior. I am very pleased and happy to announce that we will hold commencement on May 17th as scheduled previously. Our commencement this year will obviously look a little bit different. I've spoken to Mayor Schertzer and the County Public Health Department, and we've got the go-ahead to have our commencement ceremony, but it will be a virtual, or part of it will be virtual, but we also will have a drive-through diploma ceremony. And there will be plenty of more details to follow. Principal Jen Musbach will be releasing to our families what specific details there are, but I can just give you kind of an overview of what's going to happen that day. We will have a parade through town. Mayor Schertzer has given us his blessing to have our law enforcement officers help us with a parade route that will start downtown and head out to Harding High School. Obviously, we will have some guidelines for that parade. We will encourage people to not gather and to make sure we keep our social distance guidelines along that route. We're going to encourage families and businesses to put some signs up for our seniors, recognizing them on that day. Again, that parade will end up at Harding High School, where we will have a drive-through diploma pickup. One of the things that I'm looking forward to and I appreciate is our local radio stations have agreed to help us out in this effort. And so we will broadcast through the radio our commencement ceremony. So we will have valedictorian, salutatorian, class officer speeches, board president, and Principal Jen Musbach will be able to deliver their speeches as they would normally during a commencement exercise. Again, we will have specific details, but we are planning on having commencement on May 17th, and more details will follow. So our seniors and families, I know that this is different, and I know it's painful to not have the experiences that we normally have, but Marion City Schools will do all that we can to make this the most memorable experience for our seniors that we can. So we appreciate, all of the suggestions and the thoughts we've had, and now we're ready to release more information, which will soon follow. We are also having an awards night, and then Harding High School has always had an awards night at the end of the year where we announce some scholarship opportunities for our students, and that will be May 6th. And again, there will be more details to follow with that for our Harding High School students to have their awards ceremony. Prom has been a question and an issue, and we have tentatively scheduled prom, rescheduled prom, on June 19th at Harding High School. And again, this is a tentative scheduled date. It would be great if we can have prom on June 19th, but we will continue to follow Governor DeWine's coronavirus guidelines. And if we are permitted to do so through those guidelines and through the Public Health Department, then we will have prom on June 19th at Harding High School.
There have also been many questions about other activities that kind of culminate the end of the year for many of our students, such as 5th grade graduation and 8th grade graduation. And many buildings are used to having end of year activities for our students. We are and will be releasing information on what each building will be doing to recognize those students who are transitioning from elementary to middle and from middle to high school as well. And so we will have activities planned for those events. They will be virtually done, but we will have activities and you will get information in regards to what those look like. We have received many questions about now that the buildings will be closed through the end of the year. I'm sure that there are many students and staff members that have belongings still in the buildings, and we will be releasing information very shortly about the times that families can come and pick up any equipment that has been left over in the buildings that they need to have over summer. And we do have a plan in place for people to come and pick up whatever belongings they might have and still stay within the social distancing guidelines. Also been questions about grading student work. We do have a resource document that is up on our website, and we will point families to that resource document. Basically, we are looking at making sure that our grading policy for this remote learning adequately meets the needs of our students. And so students at different grade levels may have a different grading policy assigned to them. For example, our high school students, we know that we need to enter grades for our students because of the implications it has later on with university enrollment and such. And so all of those guidelines are laid out there. Basically, we are making sure that our grading policy does not harm a student in any way if there's been some difficulty with either devices or internet access. But please refer to that document, which is located on our website, if you have any questions about grading policies. Unfortunately, as a byproduct of school closure, the OHSAA did also yesterday announce that our spring sports activities have been canceled. There is also a no contact period for our student athletes from now until any further guidance that comes from the OHSAA. So unfortunately, all of those events and activities have been canceled as well. And again, I want to express to all of our families, I know that this has been difficult times for us. It's been difficult for our staff members here. Many of our teachers and our classified staff, such as our cooks and our bus drivers and our aides, all really miss our students. And I've been hearing stories of the amazing way that some of our staff members have connected with families. And I've also been hearing stories about how difficult these times are for families. And I know that working families who are coming home and trying to do work and support their students, which can be difficult, and our amazing staff members who are responding to student needs and to families because they all know what this situation presents in this difficult time. And so to all of our community members, I want to thank you for your cooperation, for all of your patience during this time. I do appreciate all the feedback that we get, and please feel free to extend to me either through email or through some social media outlets. If you have some concerns or some things that we need to think about during this time period, we'd love to have your feedback, and we will absolutely respond to any of those concerns or issues that we need to in a very timely manner. To our staff and all of the employees of the Marion City Schools, I can't express enough my appreciation for all that you have done during this time. And again, we will continue to work on these plans and to make sure that we are meeting all of our students and staff's needs from this point forward. And so again, I thank you for all of your patience and cooperation. We are definitely in this together. Thank you again. Go Prexies.